So, for today, we're going to be doing a 2,500 point fantasy 8th edition battle report. And it's going to be Demons versus Dark Elves. So, we'll start with the Demons over here. Have a unit of 30 Bloodletters with a full command group. Then a unit of 29 Plague Bearers with a full command group as well, and the Banner of Swiftness. And then 2 identical units of 4 Blood Crushers with a full command group in each one. And then a Herald of Khorne here, and his 2 lesser gifts are the ASF and Axe of Khorne. And then the Herald of Nurgle, who's also the BSB, and he has the +1 attack sword and Skill Swallower ability. And then the General, the Great Unclean One, is a level 4 Mage in Death. And he has Doom and Darkness, Soul Blight, the Caress, and Fate of Bajuna for his 4 death spells. And he also has for magic weapons, he has the paired swords that give him weapon skill 10. And he also has ASF, and he causes D3 impact hits for his lesser gifts. So there's 2,500 points of Demons of Chaos.
Alright, 2,500 point Dark Elf list. For my lords, I've got a Dreadlord on a dragon with Sea Dragon Cloak. Armor of Protection for 4-up ward, heavy armor. He's got a shield, Crown of Command, a lance, and Luckstone. And then I've got a Hag, BSB with Witch Brew, War Banner on a Cauldron. I've got a Sorceress level 2 with Sack Dagger, 2 Shadow, who rolled up Melkoth and Penumbral Pendulum. I got 2 units of 5 Dark Riders with shields and repeater crossbows, no command. 2 units of 20 Crossbowmen, each with shields, no command. 38 Corsairs with full command and additional hand weapon and Banner of Eternal Flame. 5 Doomfire Warlocks, and 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers at the back here for 2,500 points. And we rolled up battle line, so we'll get back after deployment.
So here's the battlefield. We're going to play Battle for the Pass, and Demons are going to be going first. Starting over here for the Dark Riders. This is after Vanguards. We've got 1 unit of Dark Riders, Bolt Thrower, and then a Bolt Thrower in the back. Over here we have the unit of Dark Riders. 1 unit of Archers in the forest with the Dreadlord behind them. Then on this flank here we have the Doomfire Warlocks, and then the Corsair Cauldron Blob there. And the last unit of Archers. Over here have the Great Unclean One in the forest there, with a unit of 4 Blood Crushers beside him. The 2 groups of infantry, Plague Bearers with a Herald in it, and then Bloodletters with a Herald in it, and the last unit of Blood Crushers. So, don't think there'll be any charges this turn, but we'll get back to you after movement. So, no charges, but I did close the gap here a bit. Just moving Merchant up full distance with all these units. So we'll get back to you after Magic Phase. So in the Psychic Phase, some pretty good stuff happened. I rolled a 12 to see what happened, which is summon in a unit of Demons. And then I rolled a 12 again for the mount, so I had 15 Demons who showed up in his back door. And then he stopped a Doom and Darkness going on to the Lord here with all of his Dispel Dice. And then I cast, what is it, Fate of Bajuna or something? Caress on the Mage here, and did 2 wounds exactly and killed her. So all in all, a pretty good first turn Magic Phase. And that's it for Demons altogether. No shooting. So we'll get back to you after Dark Elves turn 1.
And a Dark Elves movement. This unit of Dark Riders is moving up to block this unit. This one's over here blocking this unit. Shuffled these guys up so that they have a charge. And moved these guys over. Or yeah, just shuffle these guys up so that they have a charge. And yeah, moved the dragon up just a few inches so that he has a charge. Potentially. And it's on to Magic Phase, which I rolled a 7. And channels, yep, one channel for me. And we'll get back after casting. Magic Phase, barely cast Soul Blight and then it's successfully dispelled. And then Irresistible Force the big Doom Bolt on this unit and did 4 wounds. And took a wound myself from the miscast. And on to Shooting Phase. So, into the Shooting Phase, managed to kill a Blood Crusher over here. And also did 2 wounds to the Greater Demon and Nurgle over here. And I think I took 1 guy off this unit, or he made a save. One guy did. Not yet. Alright, on to Demons, turn 2.
So, turn 2, movement phase. These guys charged in. These guys charged in. These guys charged in. Great and Clean One just marched up into those guys' face. And then the battle line just kind of moved up the middle there. So go back to you after Magic Phase. In the Magic Phase, the Great and Clean One did 1 wound to the Cauldron with Fate of Bajun, or the Caress. And then we'll do a few combats here, little skirmishes, and get back to you. So in the combat phase, Plague Bears finished up that Bolt Thrower, and they got a big 12-inch overrun against, and then managed to clip this Dreadlord. So it'll tie him up for a bit. Over here, these guys killed all the Dark Riders and pursued them and finished them off. And these guys over here killed all the Dark Riders and then took a reform. So go back to you after Dark Elves. Turn 2.
And in the movement phase, charged the Greater Demon and Nurgle here, and reformed with this unit of crossbowmen. And then this unit of Doomfires moved over, for maybe rear charge later. And yeah, that's the end of movement. On to Magic. End of the Shooting Phase, managed to do 1 wound to this Blood Crusher unit, and 1 wound to this Blood Crusher unit over here. On to Close Combat. End of the combat phase. Greater Demon's down to 2 wounds after losing combat and taking a couple from combat res, but the fight continues, so reformed a little bit. And over here, Dragon 1, and this unit was down to about 7 guys and lost 3 more on the instability check. So that's where that's at. On to Demons, turn 3.
So in the movement phase, these guys made a charge against the Bolt Thrower. These guys just moved up to have an unfailable charge next turn against something. And then I got a lot of guys in against these Corsairs, so we're going to have 1 big combat here. And we'll get back to you after Magic Phase from the Great Unclean One. And in the Magic Phase, the Great Unclean One rolled a double 1, casting a really easy spell. And that's it. So, Demons combat phase, they wiped up this Bolt Thrower that was standing there and then took a reform to face all this action over here. The Dreadlord and Dragon combined, Thunderstorms and everything, only did 1 wound to this unit of Plague Bearers that were summoned in from the Warp Drum table first turn, and then I passed my instability check. So that's great over there. Then over here, after everything was said and done, I lost Herald and 7 Plague Bearers and a unit champion. And then he took a bunch of wounds in return, and I ended up winning combat by just 1, and he stuck around. So that might be going on for a little while. And that was it for the combat. So we'll go back to you at the Dark Elves turn 3.
So, the unit of 19 Crossbowmen charge into the flank of the Greater Demon and Nurgle, and the 4 Doomfires that are left charge into the flank of the Blood Crushers. So this is going to be interesting combat. And that's all the movement that takes place. So here we are, the end of movement phase, on to magic.
In the magic phase, I cast the Frenzy back on this unit, but was stopped. And then I threw the rest of my dice at Bubble Soul Blight and Irresistible Force Debt out for these guys, and lost 1 guy in the miscast. So that should help big time. Here we go. Shooting phase, this unit unloads into this unit of Bloodletters and manages to kill 10. Alright. End of combat. And a challenge, the BSB and the Greater Demon kill each other. And then, as you can see it, several casualties taken on both sides. This combat is ongoing. And yeah, the archers will get an overrun roll. See if they can make it into the Blood Crusher. 5 inches. So that's where we are at the end of the turn. And then over here, the dragon manages to finally kill off those free Plague Bearers and reform. So here we go into Demons turn 4.
Demons turn 4. The Blood Crushers got a charge from off the hill into the dragon, and then these guys made it into the archers no problem, and then that's all ongoing. So no magic for me, it's just going right into the combat phase. So in the combat phase, Blood Crushers that charged off the hill failed miserably, didn't do any wounds to the rider or dragon, and then they all died between instability and whatnot. Over here, these guys killed a bunch of archers, and then they fled, and now they're sitting there. And these guys just reformed to get into that combat. And over here, they finished off the last Blood Crusher that was there, and killed a bunch of Plague Bearers, and then ended up losing a few more to instability. So that's it for the Demons. Not looking too good right now.
Just shuffled around here to maximize my shooting at these Bloodletters, and hopefully maybe get a Doombolt off, and then I'll just do the combat there, which I think I've got, probably.
In the magic phase, threw 6 dice at the big Doombolt and killed a bunch out of this unit, and then followed up with the flame weapon from the dragon. And that's where we're at, going into combat here. I'll get back to you after that. End of combat phase for the Dark Elves. This is where this combat stands. Plague Bearers lose a few more in their instability, down to 3 guys, and we're on to the last turn of the game.
Last turn of the game, so these guys just charged in. Only have 7 guys left on the field here. So the combat phase, over here, I lost 3 Bloodletters. The Plague Bearers made a crazy amount of saves to stay alive, and after all that, it was a tied combat. So the Herald has 1 wound left, and 3 Plague Bearers. All I have left going into the final round of the game. Was looking good at the beginning here, but the Demons just started to crumble.
End of the last combat phase on the last turn, and the Dark Elves managed to kill the last of the Demons. So there we go. That's what's left of the Dark Elf army. Unit with the Cauldron left, but the Hag's dead. And the Chief's archers and the Lord.